think that with art there's no one that is right or wrong, and the same with wine. And I think that they go hand in hand.
Essentially, you're trying to capture the essence of the vineyard. And that's what winemaking is about. It's not about human influence or trying to force a vineyard into a specific direction.
I mean, William Kentridge is a very important artist, and I've seen some of the plays, some of the sculptures that he's done, films. It's just, has got so much talent and skill. This is Sydney Khumalo. There's another casting of this in the National Gallery in Pretoria. There's a guy with the name of Norman Catherine. He was a student of Walter Bathurst.
I've always considered myself to be a farmer. It's my first love, and I've grown up amongst vineyards, and I can almost not imagine doing anything else.
Angus Taylor, the guy that made the sculpture in front of the cellar, it's called A Klip uit Water, from stone from water, and it seems as though she appeared out of the dam, and that's a sign of fertility in the lady's hands. I said, well, Angus, you must make a sculpture this needs to be the mother of all farms. It's Devil's passion, and my passion, I mean, to make a good Shiraz.
We tend to focus on Shiraz. It also happens to be my favorite cultivar to work with. And I think if you look at Tulbagh, the soils we have, the microclimates we have, Shiraz really does well. The most magical moment, I think, for me as a winemaker is actually to be in the vineyards. We start at 4 o'clock and we try to finish before the heat of the day starts. Well, this morning, no surprise, we're harvesting Shiraz again. This stage of harvest, it's laughing in the face of adversity, I think.
And what we're trying to produce is wine that's being made in Tulbagh, according to the Tulbagh climate and the weather.
This is a very low-yielding Shiraz. It doesn't give you excessive grip, which a lot of Shiraz is prone to. So nice small yields, nice concentration, making nice, rich, concentrated wines. Total production is about 500 tons. So 500 tons will equate to about 360,000 bottles. We do have access to more water at the moment that we need. Mm-hmm. And currently we are actually giving some water to the town because the town has got no water.
Well, some of the people that work on the farm now were actually born on the farm when it was still a fruit farm. So it's important for them and their input and their knowledge. And I think that all the staff work in harmony. It feels like a huge family.
Definitely a social responsibility behind it. You need to employ people. When we're in Africa, unemployment is a big issue, and employing people, I think it's the start to basically giving you security and making you feel like a human. I think we are blessed in South Africa that we've got a very stable climate. So year to year, that stability offers us the opportunity to make wines fairly consistently at a high level. We are lucky that we've got 2 farms. So from a terroir perspective, we have a lot of options to choose from. You find that there's a huge difference in soil variation, microclimate differences, rainfall patterns, wind patterns, and eventually when you do blending, it helps you to make wines that are a bit more complex. I mean, you've got small little things like baboons, who will take about 5-6 tons a year. But I mean, you're still farming in nature. It's one of those things, so you don't worry about it. Yeah. All our grapes get harvested in small little lug boxes. It gets put into a force cooler where we cool down the grapes before we start with any of our processing to 4 degrees Celsius within a very short window period. We then do hand sorting on our grapes. First we do bunch sorting, we do destemming, then we do berry sorting. And what we really try to do is to remove all the small little green stems that will normally go into your fermentation. And all of that gets removed by hand. Then the grapes fall into a small little satellite tank, and that satellite tank goes with gravity to the fermentation tanks, and it's a very gentle way of transporting the grapes. We also then, because we've done pre-cooling, we can do nice cold soaks on our grapes below 10 degrees Celsius. And then we start with the extraction process. And to get the color and flavor out of the skins, we do a lot of manual punch downs. We also do a little bit of pump overs. So our cheapest to our most expensive wine, everything gets the same treatment. And I think if you look at that, It's probably a reason why Saronsberg at the moment, or twice the last 6 years, were nominated as the most consistent performing cellar in South Africa.
Saron is a little village. It used to be a mission station just on the other side of the mountain, and there's still a community that lives there.
It's relatively easy to make wine. I think to make exceptional wine takes a lot more effort. So it's very, very important that you try to respect your area and make a wine. And we in South Africa, we would like to believe that this is a South African style.
I mean, I cannot think of any bad times, but I can only remember the good. And I've had so many good times. Here where we're sitting, we've had functions and picnics and events and friends here that, I mean, I'll never forget.